Hi folks, happy Wednesday, happy hump day. So I always say that on a hump day, on a Wednesday. Somebody said to me the other day, Colette, why do you call it hump day? And well, my message is that it's just because it's in the middle of the month. I mean, the middle of the week, right? So you hit Wednesday and you know you've only got a couple of days to weekend. There you go, that's my reason. Anyway, I hope that you've had a great day. I have, my husband's just got back from walking the dogs and one of them's vomited in the car and, oh bless, all the stress surrounding cleaning it up is waiting for him and possibly for me, because of course I do some of the cleaning up as well. I'm just going to open this up a little. There we go. And yeah, so anyway, before I go down to all of that, apologies for being a little bit late, 1 minute. The joys of working from home. Hey, it's never quite so simple. And never quite so controlled, and your environment is never really your own if you share your home with family. So there we go. I wanted to talk to you about the donut workout. Now, why have I called it the donut workout? Because it just became apparent to me last week when I was sitting down with a group of friends, and we were talking about how many calories you burned in a workout. And somebody said, oh, I did 500 calories, and someone said, oh, I did 550, and someone said, oh, I only did 300, and then reached into her bag for a piece of cake. And I just thought, why is it that we are so conscious of what we're burning, but not necessarily that conscious of what we're consuming and putting in? So the question is it as simple as calories in versus calories out? No, it's not really. And yes, it really is. So, if you are trying to lose weight, you've just got to stop overeating. So if you're wanting to put on weight, then overeat. If you're wanting to maintain, then you need to get your energy balance right. If you're wanting to lose weight, you need to be in a calorie deficit every single day. Now, simple as calories in versus calories out. Kind of yes and no. Some people would argue that it is, and you could live on, it doesn't matter what food you eat, providing you're not eating too much, and you will maintain. I would argue that your health could potentially suffer if you weren't getting the right balance of macronutrients, as in carbohydrates, fats, proteins, all the vitamins and minerals that you need and get from a varied diet. You're obviously not going to get if you're just having tea and toast every day, okay? So yeah, I guess, all calories are not equal. So, if you know that you're burning 500 calories in a spin class and you eat a piece of cake that's worth 500 calories, you could say that, yeah, those calories kind of counterbalance the workout, or the workout counterbalances the calories. But what you're really doing is you're putting a whole lot of sugar, a whole lot of carbohydrate, a whole lot of fat into your system, and your body may or may not be able to deal with that efficiently. So yeah, so it is about being a little bit mindful about what you're putting in. Okay, I would always err on the side of low calorie food, and that's not dairy that's marked low calorie or low fat or something like that. It's about eating fibrous foods that are not highly calorific. So eating more green vegetables than eating peanut butter. Does that make sense? It can be as simple as that. Okay, so we know that our foods are broken down into macros, macronutrients, carbohydrates, fats, proteins. And it's very important to be mindful of those things and making sure that you're getting carbohydrates, proteins, and fats in every single meal. The split is something that a specialist would share with you in terms of an ideal split to lose weight, an ideal split to put on muscle, an ideal split to, potentially energize yourself, when you're trying to gain energy and energize your workouts, so powerlifters and that kind of thing. So when I'm on my bikini diet programs, when I'm slimming down, my macros look very different to what I would be doing if I was starting and kind of mid-season, where I'm really wanting to fuel my workouts and build a body shape. So that kind of thing you would deal with, and your coach would deal with on a one-to-one basis. So the time to use macros and to focus on specific macros is not necessarily every day. Okay, it's when you're wanting to hit a specific target or to achieve a specific look, and get there within a time frame. Okay, so that's the kind of thing that you would really need to talk to somebody about. And there's loads available on the internet, so by all means go and do some research for yourself and just find out what kind of macros people recommend. But my message to you, my encouragement to you, is not to kind of overanalyze all this stuff. Just make sure you're getting a good balanced meal. You're getting a good balance of carbohydrates, fats, proteins in every single meal. Make sure that you're eating real food that is fibrous. Okay, not highly calorific. And have a good portion. So think about your portion sizes. Think about whether you're eating too much. How do you feel at the end of your meal? Do you feel energized by that meal? I know that if I have a big plate of pasta, I just want to sleep afterwards. How does it affect you? So it's about understanding how those foods affect you and how much energy they help you generate. Okay, I hope that's clear. I hope this is making sense to you. So yeah, it's important to measure, what's going in versus what's going out. Hi, Kate. Nice to see you. It's important to measure what's coming in and going out. It's important to be quite mindful of, what your heart rate looks like, the number of calories that you're burning in a spin class, for example, how your macros are broken down in the meals that you're constantly and regularly consuming, because we tend to eat the same kind of thing. So if your current diet isn't getting you into the shape that you're wanting to get into, then you need to tweak it. Then you need to change it. And if you need some help from somebody, then go and find a good coach who can help you and get really clear on what it is that you need to do on your diet front. So in my classes, in my programs, I teach people that 80% of your battle is in nutrition, and it isn't getting that right. So I like to say, make sure that you're getting your maintenance macros in, or maintenance calories in, split down by a specific level of macro, depending on your objective as my client. And don't think that you can, because you've had a good workout, that you can eat more, because it doesn't work like that. Our bodies are very, very efficient. And if you're doing 3 or 4 spin classes regularly, your body's going to get used to burning those calories and holding on to all of that energy so that it's got it available. Okay, so whatever you do, you've got to change something. It's got to be some kind of, whether it's a calorie deficit that you increase or decrease, whether it's eating enough. Some people don't even eat enough food. Whether it's exercising at a different level of intensity. If you're wanting to change something, something has to change. And yeah, it is about finding out what that is. Okay, so measuring is very important, because whatever gets measured gets done. Does that make sense? I'm sure you've heard that before. So just start tracking what you're eating. I use something called MyFitnessPal. It's a great little app on my phone, and I track everything that I eat. And I don't do it religiously because I don't want to be a slave to it. But if I find that I'm not getting results, it's very, very easy just to track what I'm doing, and I can kind of go, okay, so I'm eating too much fat, or I'm getting too much carbohydrate in, or I'm just not eating enough food, or yeah, I'm overeating by 500 calories a day. Okay, so it is about just monitoring it and keeping an eye on everything. And likewise with your exercise sessions, seeing where you are reaching peaks and troughs in your workouts and making sure that you are getting the most out of them. Because you're constantly wanting to push, right? We talked about 5 things that will give you a really good experience in an exercise class a couple of weeks ago. One of them was about being consistent, with your RPM. The other one was about adding resistance to your flywheel. The other one was all about being being present and having fun and connecting with the people around you. The other one was about being consistent in your effort, so a continual draw on your energy. And then the last one was about pushing the boundaries. And those 5 things are always going to give you a really good result in a session that you do, whether that is spin, and that talk was specifically related to spin, but you could do that in your weight training sessions. You could apply that to anything, to a circuit class, to a powerlifting class, to weight training in the gym. Okay, so providing you are measuring what's coming in and what's going out, and you're being realistic about it, you should be able to achieve your results. When clients work with me, they come in, and depending on the client, I've got so many ladies that work with me. They go, I hate the scales. I don't want to stand on them. They freak me out. I don't want to go on them. And we don't stand on scales. Or we stand on scales, and I ask them just to block their eyes, okay? So that I know what's going on. Because it's a really good measure, but it's not the be-all and the end-all of what's happening in your body. We look at your body composition. It's about your body fat. It's about how much water you're carrying. It's about your weight on the scales. It's about your shape. So I measure everything so we can see how your shape is changing, and we take photographs as well so that there's a visual representation of what's going on, and how effective what we're doing on the eating and the exercise front is actually being for you. If someone really wants to learn about all the technical stuff behind macros, then gosh, then of course I can teach you exactly, what you need to know. I can give you specific macros to follow. I can give you a proper diet for you, and get you eating specific things. So it really depends on the client, and either way we get results. Okay, because I'm able to work with a whole range of different people who come with different experiences. And while I ask you to lay all of that on the floor and lay it aside so that we can start afresh, obviously I build on all of your knowledge that you've already got. So there you go. Is it as easy as calories in versus calories out? The double spin that I did today, did that give me 3 donuts today? What do you reckon? How many calories did I burn? I only burned like 585 calories, but then I'm sitting at about 25% recovery. I haven't been sleeping particularly well, and all of these things add up. Yesterday I had a particularly carby day, so I just wouldn't have relaxed. And even though I take my supplementation like zinc before I go to sleep and all that kind of stuff, I'm still struggling today to actually pull it out the bag and to perform. So today would not have been a good day to go and have a donut. So I'm really pleased to say that I didn't. Can't be 100% truthful and say that I don't, because I do sometimes, and we all should. Life is short. But yeah, it's just all I'm asking you for, and all I'm challenging you on about, and constantly challenge myself as well, is about how I measure those calories in versus calories out, and whether that conversation is really that simple. Am I tracking everything properly? Am I working at the right level? Am I working towards my objectives? Have I got my nutrition nailed? Am I really looking after myself? Because that, at the end of the day, is how we generate energy, and how we make sure that we've got energy for life so that we can step up and live and connect with people around us and be in an incredible shape. Okay, so I hope that's helped you today. I hope that served you. Any questions, please shout. Just pop them underneath this video, and I'm more than happy to answer questions. So I'm live at 5 on a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Friday. The only Friday that won't work is Friday, which is the first Friday of the month, because I have a networking meeting, but I'll catch up with you after that. So it'll be around about 6 on that first Friday of every single month. But otherwise I'm around on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday and Friday I share a little bit of information with you, and on a Wednesday I answer questions. So if you've got questions that you want answered, then please let me know. Okay, just drop a little message or send me a direct message. So I've also got a podcast, so all this stuff lands up on my podcast. It's on Anchor, and in fact, if you get onto Apple, you can just search iTunes. You can just search for The Goddess Academy, Colette Pina, and it'll come up. So if you can't watch but you want to listen, then find my podcast. It's quite exciting for me. It's something completely new. Then obviously I've got a blog on my website. I am writing to my list. So if you want to be kept in the loop, then just make sure that you download my Energy for Life action plan, and you'll go straight onto my list. And enough about all of that. So hop onto my website. I'll pop a link underneath this. There are some copies of my latest podcasts on there under podcasts, so go and have a look if you're interested. Download the Energy for Life action plan and figure out the 3 mental shifts that I needed to make to be able to get myself in shape and on track. And then I give you 3 actionable steps that you can put into place today to make sure that you're taking care of the basics. Okay, and then on the 1st of July, I'm going to start running a 5-day life detox. Really excited about that. I'll write to you a little bit more in detail about that this week, and make sure that you get onto it so that you can actually come through the process with me. Going to be really exciting. It's something that's really going to set you up well to move yourself forward, whether you've worked with me or not. In the past, so it's a really good introduction to how to set up your environment so that you can be successful. You can make sure that you're prepping your food and all that kind of stuff. All right, so enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. I hope you have a great hump day, what's left of it. Go and enjoy this weather. It's quite dry in England. I'm going to go and sit outside on my swing. I've got one of those gorgeous little swing chairs, and I'm going to go and have a cup of tea and just take in my beautiful garden and the little birds flittering around. Anyway, I hope that served you, and I look forward to seeing you on Friday. Bye for now.